Now, more lefties losing it with my next guest, comedian and host of Prime Time with Alex Stein on Blaze TV, Alex Stein. Alex, good to see you. Let's start with Donald Trump absolutely destroying a biased interviewer, Kristen Welker, on Meet the Press. Have a look at this.
I don't have to tell you this because you've talked about it. It comes at a time when the country is deeply divided. And now you're going to be leading this country for the next 4 years. For the sake of unifying this country, will you concede the 2020 election and turn the page on that chapter?
No. No, why would I do that? But let me just tell you, when you say the country is deeply divided, I'm not the president. Joe Biden's the president.
But you're going to be the president.
No. I'm not the president. So when you say it's deeply divided, I agree. But Biden's the president, I'm not. And he has been a divider. I have the right to do that, but I'm not interested in that.
Oh, you're not going to do that.
I'm not interested.
Okay.
I have the absolute right. I'm the chief law enforcement officer. You do know that. I'm the president. But I'm not interested in that. You know what I'm interested in? Drilling and getting prices down and stopping people from pouring into our border that come from prisons and mental institutions.
Alex, this was brilliant by Trump. He is so measured. He's a real master at handling these interviews. What does it say about the vendetta of the left-wing media, even though 74 million Americans backed Donald Trump?
Well, you know, Donald Trump should look into it because when it came into the 2020 election, Donald Trump won all 50 states when it came to in-person voting, and Joe Biden won all 50 states, even the most conservative states, when it came to mail-in ballots.
And Donald Trump also sent a message to Kamala Harris supporters and those who did not vote for him. This is what he said during that interview.
What do you want to say to Americans who didn't support you in this campaign?
I'm going to treat you every bit as well as I have treated the greatest MAGA supporters. There's never been anything like MAGA in the history of this country. These people are so dedicated to making America great again. It's very simple. And I'm going to treat them just the same as I treat MAGA. We're going to treat everybody good. We want success for our country. We want safety for our country.
Alex, he loves his MAGA, but he also said that he won't take revenge against his foes. What do you make of those comments?
Well, I believe him. And whether you voted for Donald Trump or not, once the gas prices go down and people are able to afford groceries again and people can have a better lifestyle, that affects everybody, whether you voted for Donald Trump or not. So I believe him 100%. And Donald Trump doesn't have to go after his enemies. He just needs to put in a cabinet that will actually do the due diligence work that the leftists wouldn't do, that Kamala Harris wouldn't do, and Joe Biden wouldn't do. So I don't think it's a vengeful motivation for Donald Trump. I think it's just trying to make this country great again. And I believe it when he says that.
I completely agree. You can tell he is solely focused on making America great again and just getting down to business. Good on him. Now, Donald Trump's handshake with French President Emmanuel Macron at their meeting in Paris at the weekend, it's really been, I've got to say, the talk of social media. Have a look at this. That's one firm grip, but I'm going to say it reminded us of this handshake with Vladimir Putin back in 2019. They pulled him in there, Alex. But I've got to say, Trump's a strong businessman. People say he is dominating world leaders. But after America's weak leadership, is this what they need to do to gain respect on the global stage again?
100%. And Donald Trump wrote the New York Times bestseller, Art of the Deal. So he knows when you go into a business meeting, you got to show some dominance and you got to shake a man's hand hard. And, I love those memes of Macron's hand all dismangled. They show the fake x-rays where his hand looks like he's broken. So, yes, we need a strong president. Joe Biden can't even squeeze a lemon if he wanted it in his iced tea. So, yes, thank the Lord that we have a president that's dominant, that's going to go in there and assert his dominance in these meetings and help America on the world stage.
Can I ask you, do you think that this is a deliberate strategy by Donald Trump? Do you think he deliberately really grips on to hands? Is that his message, that is a message he's trying to send?
Oh, 100%. I mean, if you see it, even the impersonators, he always grabs the handshake and brings them in. Because here in America, and I'm sure other countries, when you're a young man, you have to learn to respect another person is to shake their hand. So to have a dominant handshake like that, that's not an accident. He's not just doing that to be funny. He's doing that to assert his dominance. And Donald Trump's one of the most dominant human beings on planet Earth. So he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, well, I look forward to another few years of him shaking hands all around the world. It's absolutely fantastic. Now, we've got to talk about Jill Biden, a.k.a. Dr. Jill. I think that this is more proof that she did indeed vote for Donald Trump at the election because the two were spotted enjoying a chat in France over the weekend. They looked very happy together. But in true Trump fashion, he's now taken to Truth Social to promote his new Trump perfumes and colognes. And what a photo that is. Firstly, what do you think about this exchange, Alex?
Well, let me just tell you this. As a person that's met Donald Trump, he does have an aura that is positive. He makes you happy. So I think that's just her natural reaction when she sees Donald Trump. But on top of that, you're right. They don't like that Kamala Harris basically staged a coup to make her husband step down from running for president. So there's bad blood between Jill Biden and Kamala Harris, 100%. So she's happy that Donald Trump won. Joe Biden wants to go down as his legacy being the only person who beat Donald Trump. So yes, Jill does not like Kamala, and she does like Donald Trump, whether she admits it or not.
Well, that's what I was about to show you. Have a look at that interaction versus this interaction with Dr. Jill and Kamala. You can see there that Dr. Jill even refused to look at Kamala Harris, Alex. There's a rift here, surely. I mean, this is pretty bad, right?
Well, and not only that, but if you really look at that video, it's also Doug Imhoff in that video, and he's accused of, assaulting women. So I don't think she likes Doug either. So I don't blame her for having that negative facial expression. She doesn't like either of them. And I think she has the right opinion, having that opinion.
Yeah, I completely agree. Now, let's talk about the public sector because they seem like they're in shambles at the moment. They're scrubbing their Facebook and X accounts for any negative posts about Donald Trump amid fears of a purge. But this particular part's hilarious. Some, including at least one prominent official who testified in Trump's first impeachment inquiry, are putting in their retirement papers, Alex. What do you make of all this sudden panic?
I hope they all quit, and especially all the new IRS agents that they hired. I mean, people are getting audited left and right. I hope Donald Trump goes in there and all these federal employees, if they're tweeting something weird, kick them out of there. Let them go work at Home Depot or somewhere. There's a place where they can get a job if they have that on their resume. But working for the federal government, for a president that they hate, see ya, sayonara, don't let the door hit you on the bottom when you get out of here.
But surely these people wouldn't want to work for a president that they don't like anyway, Alex.
Well, you're right, but these people are just basically indentured servants. They don't have anywhere else to go. They've been there so long, they're just going to just keep their job any way possible. But I hope Donald Trump smokes them all out. We just don't need federal employees. They're going to go after American citizens for a small number of tax issues. It's just I don't like any of the federal employees that don't like Donald Trump because they don't like America.
No, you're spot on. They're certainly not MAGA supporters, that's for sure. Now, I want to unpack what's going on at the moment with Pete Hegseth. Donald Trump's allies are expected to ramp up criticisms against Republican Iowa Senator Joni Ernst as she stalls on offering support to Pete Hegseth. Of course, he is Donald Trump's Secretary of Defense pick. Firstly, what's going on here? Explain the situation to us.
Well, they're really worried about Pete. They try to claim that he's just a inexperienced Fox News host, which is not the case at all. He's a veteran, and they're worried because he's going to go after a lot of this trans ideology and woke ideology that's currently in the military. This isn't a conservative viewpoint, but I'm actually not against transgenders in the military. If they want to go fight for a country, that's fine, but they shouldn't be in charge of the military. They should be in their own division or something. So they're worried about that. They're worried about all the transgenders and all the people with gender dysphoria getting kicked out. So I love Pete. I can't wait for him to get in there and really shake things up. That's why they're scared.
And I've got to say, he even said the other day, Pete made really strong comments. He said, in the end, I'm not here. I don't need to answer to anyone. I don't answer to the media. The person who I answer to is Donald Trump. And I thought that was a really fair and measured comment. Do you think that the media, particularly the left-wing media, are now deliberately going after him?
Oh, 100%. And they're going after all of Trump's nominations. I mean, there's nobody in Trump's cabinet that the media likes. Not that I've noticed. I haven't heard one pundit on MSNBC or CNN give any support to any of Trump's cabinet picks. So they have to go after him, whether they liked him or not. So Pete is more than just a Fox News host. He's going to get in there. He's going to make change. Kash Patel is going to be incredible. He's going to totally shake up the FBI. So I'm so excited for all these picks. And the more it scares the media, the happier it makes me.
And just a point that you touched on before, at the same time, a conservative research group has compiled a list of woke senior officers they want him to sack should he be confirmed, which it says are excessively focused on diversity, equity and inclusion and other similar left-wing initiatives. Is this why they're so scared of him, do you think?
100%. And our military should be a meritocracy. You should be appointed for positions and earn your position on being excellent. But instead, we have this DEI program that just picks people by their race and by their gender or by their non-binary or by their transgender. And so when you do that, when you elevate people based on checks because of their race, that's racist. So he's going to shake things up and he's going to put the best people in charge. And I can't wait. And I think America's safety is going to increase exponentially once he gets in there.
Yeah, I agree. Enough of the DEI picks. It's just getting absolutely out of control. Now, Alex, look, we love your passion, of course, on this show, but we especially love your very bold display of passion for America on board Frontier Airlines. Check this out.
We're on the flight. Some people don't like the hat. This guy doesn't like the hat, but guys, I put Pip on a plan. You know, we love Donald Trump here. Future 47th, and don't forget he's the 45th president. Let's go.
There it is. You put the hat on for us, especially. I mean, you're iconic. What can I say? Firstly, what was the reaction on board that airline to this?
Well, you know, I got a couple mean looks, but when I was walking through the airport, I could not believe how many people were so pumped up about this hat. And obviously it's a joke that it's oversized and it's a goofy hat. But so many more people than I expected came up to me and said, awesome hat. But my seatmate, I'm going to post a video. I've just sent it to my editor. It's taken a minute. They didn't want to talk to me the whole entire flight. But other than the two people sitting next to me, people love this hat. People are happy that Donald Trump's back in office.